The one thing that isn't talked about enough is literally how your friend group or the people you associate yourself with is literally what makes or break you, whether you're going to be successful or not. And whatever that is, money, relationships, status, fitness, whatever it is, your friend group says a lot. Because it's always about who you hang around. You are who you attract. You are who you associate yourself with. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. You're not the exact same, but you have similar morals, beliefs, principles, mindset, integrity. They're very similar, you know? That's why y'all are friends in the first place. So obviously y'all are gonna bounce off each other's ideas. Y'all gonna essentially be ride or dies. Because if they're lacking, then guess what? You're gonna lack too. That's why you have to be careful, okay, who you're with, reading the room, right? Reading people, understanding human nature, understanding human psychology. On the simplest of terms. Because if you've seen it in the modern era with Twitch streamers and all the influencers, guess what? Money cannot unlame you. It can't. It can't fix everything. Money helps with the financial stuff for a reason. It is used for transactional goods and services. That is it. Okay, there's no such thing as buying happiness. You have to be happy internally. You have to be happy with what you do to be, to love the money that you're bringing in, So that's what it all comes down to. You have to understand economics. You have to understand what's going on in the world in real time. You have to figure out what works best for you. And if it does, and if that's what you like, and if your friend group don't like that because you've changed, you got to cut them off completely, love them from a distance or whatnot, and go find people who are in that field, who are in that industry, who know more than you, who are a few steps ahead of you or in a similar spot as you, and y'all need to work together. That's your new friend group. Sorry, it's true, it's facts. How else you gonna level up? I get it. You want to take everyone you can with you. And that's the glory thing about me. The glory thing about me is that I've always had a small friend group for a reason, because I never was the type, I'm naturally introverted, so I never would ever really go out my way to just be friends with anyone, because even if I was an extrovert, I don't think I'd even go that far into it. But it just shows you that hanging with the wrong people can get you caught up, unalived or in prison for wrongful doings. And guess what? Sometimes the justice system, most of the time, isn't fair. It doesn't work in a lot of people's favors. And you never want to chance anything with the law. So you might as well try to avoid it as much as you can. And what better way than to avoid people who do crap that can get them caught up with the law? You know what I'm saying? It's very simple and self-explanatory, but it's really one of those core things that's not talked about. Yes, we talk about the discipline, the dedication, and the research, and, finding the right people and connecting. That's all important, but at the core, not only do you have to want it for yourself, but you gotta literally make sure you with the right folks. You ain't gotta know them entirely personally, but you gotta know enough about them to make sure they ain't taking you in the wrong direction, down the wrong path. And if they are, you gotta be willing to be free and to reject and eject yourself out of that situation. Because if not, you can potentially and most definitely will ruin your life and can't get it back. It's a sad reality, but it's true. It's so much deeper than that, man. It's so much deeper than just the money, than just the status, than whatever. The women, all that can come. All of that's monetary anyway. It's like, you're not going to be doing all that when you're in your late 20s, early 30s. By that time, you want kids, you may want to settle down, start a family, stuff like that. But when you're younger, you got to build and you got to grow. That way, when you're older, you have something to show for it. That's life, especially as a man. Anything else is kind of like, yo, if you just effing off doing other crap that ain't being productive, man, when you get older, life's just going to get harder. Women are going to look at you differently. Women are going to think you're a bum, immature. Life will just come at you as a man just even harder. So you might as well go through it now before it gets 3 times harder later on. All right. But that's the end of this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hope this resonated with y'all. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe down below. That way you can notify me what y'all want to see, y'all's personal experiences, former friends turned foes, frenemies, enemies, cut off, whatever. Because I know everyone has gone through that at some point in their lives to level up or level down. Some people level down. All right, but make sure you turn on the post notifications so you get notified every single time I drop a video. Until next time, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.